I was this close to turning around and asking this stalker what his problem was. This was years ago when we lived in our previous city. I was out for a walk. It was the middle of the day. Everything should be safe. I crossed the first intersection and I noticed a shadow. Then he turned and he followed me. So I crossed the next intersection, still following me. He was about 100 feet behind me. And every time I turned around, he would stop. I look back and he's like, this is really weird. Like, maybe I'm reading too much into this. We could have the same destination. Maybe he's going to the walking path. Never mind the fact that it was 90 degrees and he was wearing a long jacket and blue jeans and carpenter work boots. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to test my theory. I cross the street. He crosses the street. I turn into a neighborhood. He turns into the same neighborhood. He's very clearly following me. And this was on a Friday. We had just bought our restaurant not too long before. And my husband always worked weekends. And Friday nights, he never got home early. I usually didn't see him until 11 p.m. The thought was literally in my head, I'm going to turn around and ask this guy what his problem is, why he is following me, because it's not okay. My phone rings, and it's my husband. I answered the phone, and apparently my irritation and maybe a little bit of fear came through. And so he's like, what's going on? Where are you? And I said, well, I'm out for a walk, and this guy is following me. And he's been following me for almost a mile. And I told him I was close to the walking path at that point. And he says, all right, I'm coming to get you. And I'm like, I thought you were at work. And he's like, I got off early tonight. It's really slow. This never happens. Apparently, I was not supposed to confront this man. So in this neighborhood, I was walking up this way, and then it goes around a corner and goes back this way. And so the guy's following me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go around this bend, and I'm going to pretend that I'm going back this way. My hope was that he would backtrack to confront me over here. And he did. My husband comes and picks me up. And as we're leaving, this guy is at the end of the street where he would have intercepted me had I gone down the road. And he is so visibly frustrated. He's so angry that he can't find me. He's turning in circles, like arms up, furious. My husband, in true husband fashion, we pull up alongside this guy at the end of the street, and my husband makes eye contact with him, and he's like, yeah, she's right there, dude. And then we drive off. In hindsight, I should have called the police. But it honestly never even occurred to me to ask for help, to call the police for help. Growing up, it very much became clear to me that I had to solve my own problems. And so that was my instinct.
If something like that were to happen now,
I would definitely call the police. If that happens to you, please call the police. But we went back and warned the women that were out jogging or walking by themselves. And I gave them a description of the guy. You know, if you see him, please find a group of people to go be with or call the police, because I wanted them to be safe. I told my husband, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm mad. I'm angry. He disrupted my walk, and I'm angry. You're going for a walk with me. It involved my husband having his gun and us walking together. I still got my walk in. How does this relate to my books? And which book? This one actually sparked the opening scene of my debut novel. Holly is walking home, though her incident takes place at night. She's walking home and she can hear someone and sense someone following her, but it doesn't occur to her to ask someone for help or call the police because in her experience, she has to solve problems on her own. That anxiety that she has as the guy is following her and the sense that he is there, that stems from my experience of being stalked through our last city on my way to the walking path. If you enjoyed this little insight into my life and my stories, please heart this post, comment, and share.